don't even know. I really I'm reloaded. Track of it. What up? What up? What up?
JTO,
New
we here.
JTO in your face.
Man,
Online.
we about to get to 1,000. They not ready.
Nah. Alright, so we were just having a discussion. It was all over the place. But we'll just start from here.
Yeah.
See where we go. How do you define empathy? Yeah.
The capacity to think about things from another person's perspective.
Okay.
And that's why I was saying, like, everyone has different levels because everyone knows how to think about something from someone else's perspective. But how well fleshed out is your painting is the real thing. Because I might know, like, okay, they might feel like this, but someone else more versed in, like, body language or observing people in general. They might be able to take a lot more of those details and say, okay, they're feeling this, they're feeling that. And then they can connect those dots like we were talking about with the outside context.
Yeah.
So they're feeling like this, but it's because we're having this conversation. This must be getting caused by that. And, we're all trying to do it, but we have to have both of those skills. You got to have the regular knowledge of body language or the knowledge of the person, and then you have to have the empathy at the same time. And that makes dots connect. But
it's got to be that emotional Sherlock Holmes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that detective work. Yeah, it's just like, it just takes practice and just work.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
you have to care to do the work.
Yeah, and I mean, like, my boy, like, Puff. We'll call him Puff on the cast, because
we were talking about Puff.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while.
Puff, his empathy levels were low as fuck.
That makes sense.
But while they were low as fuck, they were there. So he was still acting on them. He just might not know. Like, okay, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you acting like some shit's wrong, like you a bitch or something. Bro, shit's good. We're gonna do da-da-da-da-da, this, and that. We gonna be good, bro. This is gonna be fun. Come on. He don't know nothing, but he can tell something's off. So he's like, dude, he's trying to reassure me. I can tell he's not good at this.
But he's trying.
Yeah.
He's not getting comforting fools at all.
Yeah. This might be the first time for you. Can't tell.
Oh my god. I mean, it's you gotta give people time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they also need the space to work on it. Because a lot of people don't live in spaces where empathy is rewarded, and that might make you not use your empathy. Or they might be in an environment where it's punished, like in Rick and Morty. That's the whole thing with the Dr. Wong. She's explaining that their household isn't one that rewards empathy, but it punishes it, and that makes someone repress themselves.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. Like in my house, it was rewarded, but the type of empathy that was rewarded wasn't a good one. So, and I mean, I put that in the perspective of it was like some woo-woo empathy. It wasn't practical. And
can you give an example of that?
I feel so bad. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, well, how are we gonna solve it? Oh, I don't know. Things like that. Like, it's just the woo kind of. It's empathy, but it has no action behind it. And I think the action behind the empathy is just as important as the empathy itself. I know you feel like this, but what am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna try to help you feel better? Am I going to try to help you get more clarity on the situation? How am I going to go about it? Or will I watch? If you watch and you're empathetic, I think you're worse than the guy without the empathy.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's only if you have a chance to, like, interact or make a change. That's in your family, so...
Well, yeah, I mean...
But you get... So I'm trying to think.
All people, you have the chance. If you notice it, you have a chance. It's just a question of if you act on it.
I mean, sort of. I mean, I can empathize for starving kids in Africa. See, I can't really. But
you can give $1 to one of those organizations, and that's you taking an action. Or like I mean, like I've been having really bad days. Like I've told you before, I've had homeless people have so super empathy for my situation and how I'm feeling. I'm just having a really bad day, man. Like my day will be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you noticed it. You probably had no reason to approach me and really talk to me, and like you're offering me food. You're homeless. Like you're giving me of yourself. You're giving to me of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just because you saw a passing guy have a look on his face. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
if it's in your orbit, and you can, if you see it, do something.
I think that's a different skill that I'm really bad at. Taking action fast. That's a different skill.
You think so?
Yeah, because I mean, I think that it's a skill in being able to say, I'm about to do this, and then doing it right when you said it. That's a skill. Yeah. Like you develop that or you lose it over time. Like I've been redeveloping that because I only noticed it because I tell myself, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Hella time passes. Have you done it? Oh, la 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 la. You always gotta, there's always a reason if you ask for a reason, but bottom line, no. So let me do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, that one's that's like probably the endless one. Have in your cap of, that's just walking how you talk it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like that's the crux, because like a lot of people just say shit and don't.
And then there's mixing all of the skills, because all of those skills come together for real life interaction. Like,
for sure.
And your strength in some skills and others make whole views of how people see you.
Mm-hmm.
Because like for me, I know that like I'm empathetic. I have no problem seeing how someone feels, as long as I'm verbally empathetic. I need words. We need to be speaking. I can't see someone's face and just know like, yeah, something's bothering them. When it comes to faces, like you could probably be pissed off, have been pissed off the whole day. I wouldn't notice. Like, okay, hey, his eyebrows look a little funny today. That's it.
Okay.
But like, you know, you're talking to someone, you can hear in their voice like, you sound a little irked. You sound like something's wrong. You can tell. And that's another thing, like specialization seems like it goes further and further down a rabbit hole, because there's just empathy, then there's what perspective you're understanding it from.
Yeah, because you have to. I feel like you would have a good base to be empathic for a wider range of people, because you meet a lot of people, so you've seen a lot of walks of life. So like if you can understand like these different walks of life or where they come from, then you can kind of take those to your next examples and mix and match.
Play with it.
Yeah, because like everyone's kind of going through the same things, right? It's just different forms or how fast it's coming at you.
Yeah.
If you were prepared to deal with it at all. Because like everything from like a really bad cold, to like earthquakes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it's just we all get sick, we're all dying. Just whatever.
All on our way to a deathbed.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. It wasn't supposed to be as sad as it is. It's just matter of fact. We're finite. So there's that. We all want to hopefully maybe achieve something. We all dream to have aspirations, no matter what that scale is. We all want to do something. On someone, we want to leave a mark. Unless we don't, and that's like we're family, and that is that. So that's, I negated, but I didn't mean to. Like a family is leaving a mark for sure. Everyone wants to. We're all kind of trying to do the same things, and we all kind of not enough money to buy this. I don't know. I'm hungry. Don't know what to eat. Can I feed myself today? Or blah. Or it's just all levels of the same shit, in different formats. some places are more violent than others. Some places you walk down the street, some places
Yeah.
you can't. But so like if you get enough volume of just seeing that, taking it in, and understanding where it comes from for whatever, just not even in action in that, but you can take that and put it in action later when you see it. You know, it's like, oh, you had someone's passing family, and not deal with this. I've dealt with it, or you've seen people deal with it, or that helped someone else through it. So like, you're better at it the second time around. Kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Training.
Hopefully.
That's also crazy too. You can go through a whole bunch of shit and not have learned anything from it.
Well, that's see, that's a fool.
Oh yeah. That is.
Like, yeah.
But it's super easy.
Oh, I mean, being a fool is easy.
That's the scary thing about fools. Like, it seems like it's a hard thing to be, but it's the easiest layup.
It's the opposite of that. It's the opposite of doing, like, to get to that point. So you just don't do anything all the time.
That shit's sad.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So I don't. See, that's a weird one to empathize for, because like I get.
Well,
I do though. Like,
can't empathize too hard, but you gotta have some empathy.
Should
though.
you though? Like,
no, you should, but like you also have to, and that's why I was saying where the actionable part comes in. Like while I was saying the kind of empathy in my household was some woo-woo shit, because while you should empathize, you should also be like, dude, I think I know a way for you.
that fixes.
Yeah, and and that's like, and maybe I think I theorized as a kid that was because my mom was like a woman and she headed the household, and I feel like, and I'm saying this just because like I feel like a lot of women, they want to just talk about it. Like they don't need the solution, but they just want to get something off their chest. And like I took that and like translated it into myself and didn't translate it with any grain of salt for it. Like I wasn't paying attention when I translated it. Only later, after seeing like how I acted or how other people acted in the family, was I like, okay, well, we really need to be coming up with solutions that go with this more. And yeah, so like when I hear something, I'll try to come up with something. And sometimes, my mom doesn't even want to hear that shit. She's not looking for a solution. She just wants to talk about it. And I have to also be flexible to understand that, okay, well, if you're opposed to answers, then I'll let you get your answers and I'll just listen. But I like to give answers because I don't want you to continue to have a problem.
Try this. I think this could work. Like in the same scenario, you're just taking in. Sometimes you just. Yeah, and we put that on women a lot, but that's just people.
No, it's definitely people.
But I didn't say it like.
Because I want to kind of caveat that with, I feel like that's in very close relationships with women. As men, you'll run into that.
Oh no, 100%. But I've also gotten it from close relationships with men, not
For sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it irks me. But like one, I can feel like, cause I'm like, you'll be fine. Like in this situation, like if it's if it's like a woman like coming with like some fluffy, she's like, all right, this isn't an end of the world kind of thing or whatever. But in most scenarios, I try to stay fast. All right, we can go through this one time. You can get it off, and if you just want to get it off, and that's fine. I'm gonna present you some solutions, or we're at least gonna talk about it. And you're not going to take action on it, I really don't want to, because then... but
it makes you mad.
But regardless of that, though, you should pose the question first. To even get... So, like, all right, so she comes at you with your problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or with her problem. And you think of possible solutions, or maybe just you're brainstorming or whatever. And so when she gets to a stopping place and you've... taken it in, you've shown empathy for it, or just compassion for it. Like just compassion. It's not even understanding. Just compassion that is bothering you. And then it's like, well, yeah. Do you think you can? Do you think this can change, or do you? You know what I'm saying? But like poses that like to even because if you think like because then her answer can inform where you should go from there. Because if like she's like, what can you change? Maybe or whatever. If there's even an opening, then think, well, maybe if you like, you can just lay it up. You gotta kind of accept the idea that they want to change first.
Yeah.
Because it's like you really can't make someone change like through. It sucks. I wish there was a switch or something that you could put in others or even yourself, like where you're just like, all right, transform like fucking Decepticon and shit.
I swear.
But like, but you can't really. You can try to lead by example. You can have conversations or whatever, but it's not until someone's like, I have to do this for me or whatever. That's the point where I feel like that was really the point of Inception. You can't make someone change. They really have to feel the idea came from them.
For sure.
In some way. And like you can...
I also think that's why you have a lot of people... Because this is one that pisses me off too. You have a lot of people where like you can give them a good idea, but because you were kind of beating it over their head a little too hard, they never take the idea. Oh. But then some random nobody has the same idea and they word it like maybe one word different and they come back like, yo, God came with the word, I'm ready, and you're just looking at him.
This shit literally happened to me like last week. It was like last week or 2 weeks ago. I was like low-key furious.
It's a stinger.
Yeah.
It's a stinger.
So I've been like, yeah. So I, started like stores, businesses, like pretty entrepreneurial, and along with my regular just workload or whatever, just making shit. Like I try to
flex your creativity muscles.
I try to do that, but also like the point of it is to be successful for myself, but then also to show that you can do these things, or to help people do these things later. But you have to do a proof case of it, right? That's the work. So whatever, I do this all the time. Like this is how I spend my days. Yeah, that'd be my hobby. It's just like tripping is making shit. Basically. Yeah. When I'm not just working. So yeah, this whole thing, and then she probably me just like it's like I've been watching TikTok, and yes, it's COVID. All these people been starting businesses. So I get things, good ideas. Like I want to throw a chair. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah. I couldn't even. I was like, dude, I can't even. I was like, okay. I dialed it. I was like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. And then she did the thing. I was like, well, I gave her some advice for it, whatever. But like, yeah. So it was yeah. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of it bothers me. Cause I'm just like, what? How? Okay.
It's the same thing for our boy in Georgia. It's the same exact thing. Like I was telling him before he left, dude, get on Bitcoin. I'm sending him the link that lets them get to the earn. Yeah, Sure. He's like, yeah, da 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 da. He never gets to it. He calls me one day from Georgia. He's like, yeah, me and the boy were talking about Bitcoin and da 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 da. And once he said the idea, I knew in my heart, like I mentioned it too many times. You can only mention it like one time, where they start resisting. They start resisting.
But see, that's
some bullshit.
Yeah. That's why I'm honestly. I try to limit myself to these people. Like honestly, like it's really.
I feel like it's natural things too. Like it's hard. It's hard not to, because I've seen myself do it, and I had to consciously like make myself reverse course, like, because for me it was like I had stopped really dusting in my room. Like the top of that's why the game I had let you get, it had dust on it before I cleaned it. I stopped cleaning the little tabletop because like I just kept hearing about it, and it wasn't because I didn't want to clean it, but like every time like my mom would come back around and talk about it, I'd resist it out of just the fact that she said it. And it wasn't until I was thinking once, like, I was talking to someone else, and I'm like, you're just being rebellious. And that's when it hit me, like, oh shit, I'm being rebellious. This is some stupid shit. Okay. No, but you don't know when you're doing it. Like, you don't, a lot of the time you don't know. Sometimes you don't even know the cause of your own actions unless you're looking at why you're doing it.
That's fair. I want to dive into that though.
Okay.
It's a real thing. Not even specifically, just because I've seen that.
It's very real.
Yeah, but like, why? Like,
well, I think it comes from, like, especially, like, for me, for example, I've realized that for me it happens because when I came up, I had a lot of people that would tell me what to do. And I got tired of that shit. So I started just not listening. That was just from childhood. So going into adulthood, you'd have maybe someone, they're not even trying to, like, go over your head with it, but they just come on a little too strong. And they give you that vibe, like, fuck that, what you're talking about. It benefits you, this is emotional now. This isn't about facts right now.
But you're just not
But
gonna
then
win.
you're not. But it's not about that unless you think about it. And that's why I said, like, when you put it in your head and you're actually reviewing it, it's like, oh, I'm just being rebellious for what? For the sake of it? For my health? That sounds stupid, but
see,
when
like,
you catch yourself.
But alright, I don't know. But like, isn't that like a inherent, even with that, isn't there some inherent disrespect for even the opinion being presented to you or the person? Like,
it's not.
Why would you take?
It's not disrespect to the viewpoint of the person, but it's almost like
Because like the Bitcoin one is because we've had discussions with people. I'm sure with people about it for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
I mean, even for me, you were telling me to be more on it than I was, and I wasn't being as on it as I could have. Like, until maybe a few months ago, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just start knocking it off. I mean, I was doing it, but I was like half-ass all the way. Like, no, I'm not really. This shit's gonna be the layup. Like, nah.
But see, I guess that's a little different. Yeah, I mean that goes back to what we were saying earlier, the muscle.
Yeah.
But at least you didn't ignore it completely or write it off. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen that, and I'm just
see, I think that comes from before someone thinks about that. Like, because for me, I would do that for a long time. Like, for me, that started like super early as a child, and then that went into school. So when you go into school, teachers like, yeah, do that homework. And I mean, I just remember like one teacher, she got a little too in her bag about do that homework, and I didn't do it for like the whole year. So like, I'd go to the principal's office every day, and I'd just double down on it. The harder she doubled down, I'd double down just as hard. Like, nah, I don't care. Yo, I'm gonna just get whooped then. Okay. But then by the time I'm like, 6th grade, 7th grade, one day I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I can get around this. Like, if it's that serious, like, I can get around it. It doesn't have to be to this point. And that was just looking back, thinking like, why was I?
Get around it?
I mean, because I refused to do homework. That was something. I just did my homework at school.
Yeah, so you did the homework.
Yeah, I just did it.
Yeah, I was like, well,
yeah, but I just refused to do it at home. Like, I never did.
That's fine. That's not really.
Yeah.
Place doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But that was like a thing with the teacher at the time. Like, I was like, I'll do it right now. I can finish your work and this work all right now. And like, she's willing to fight me over it and send me to the principal before I've even gone home and not done it. So it was like.
It says bad communication on probably both ends.
Yeah, but like, that was something that.
Yeah, it just went further.
Yeah, it escalates.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, on her side, I mean, she's a grown woman. That was probably nothing, but that was like life changing for me. Like, that made me very hard headed in some ways, because it was like, yo, if you're willing to go to this place, I'm willing to go. Fuck it, I'll win at the end. Like, in the end of this, you're not gonna get what you want, even if I don't get what I want.
Yeah.
And I had to. It's something you learn. Like, you see, or other people might talk to you about it. Like, I had a different teacher. A whole different teacher would come to the room like, oh, let me talk to you. Yeah, I remember he always had the same little story. There's two goats. One goat, he just hits the rock again and again and again. He's trying to get past it. He thinks he can hit his way through it. He can't, but he keeps trying. The other goat sees that he can't do that, and he just goes around the rock. Which goat do you think you are?
That's good.
Yeah, and I mean, even for all of my love for him, like I hear you, but when she comes back talking that shit, everything you said is forgotten. Like all of it. She comes back with that head to talk it, and I'm coming back just as hot. And it took me looking at why I was being rebellious. It took me thinking, what do I benefit from being it? You know? And then you could get past it. But not everyone's thinking about that or has the reason to.
Yeah.
Or even know if they're being it.
It just made me sad, really. Like, for real. Like, wow. I don't. It feels weird coming up. Like, I really feel, because like it's such a disadvantage. Like it. And I get rebellion, and I get stubbornness. I've been. I remember. But not like to your. I guess not to like a. I've never thought about
it. Detriment.
No, it could be to your detriment, but like I guess not necessarily in terms of like now. I've never put knowledge in that that whole thing.
Yeah,
like that got separated completely.
I thought that was separated from myself. Like I thought that was until I caught myself doing it, and then I was like, okay, well I need to be conscious of this more because you don't know you're doing things until. But this is why I was saying you have to be consciously thinking when you're out here, because if you're not, you're just doing shit and you have to think about it later. But if you're conscious while you do it, you can say, okay, well, I can make this choice. I can make that choice. There's a right one.
Yeah.
I mean, these are basic skills, but I feel like these are skills that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people, they don't have parents that were at home teaching them specific shit. They were learning at school more so than at home. Their parents were probably just working. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. People are lacking in a lot of general skills. I saw a whole YouTube channel that gets over 4 million views that literally is just a channel based on regular people skills. The basics, like treat people how you would want to be treated. Like this is nothing but like people are getting profound knowledge from it because they weren't being told, they didn't have these talks as a child. Like they might have saw it in a movie, talked about it as that, but it was never talked about in real world. Like, yo, when Jimmy did that to you, how did that make you feel?
Alright. Okay, I feel all that. But I guess like after a certain point, if you're a whole adult out here and you trust, I guess at some point you have to like just trust the source it's coming from. I feel like it's weird when people don't take my advice on certain things. Like some things, like my range is wild.
Well, I also think it's approach. Like, and that's why I was saying, like, if you, that's why I said that for our boy in Georgia, for example, I was saying that I tried too hard. My boy in Georgia. I will specify. Yeah. My boy in Georgia. Yeah, my boy in Georgia. I dug too deep into my heels, and that made him dig in his. We both dug in trenches, but he only dug into a trench because he felt like I was digging.
But see, I don't. But see, all right, this is not gonna. But like, if we're talking about like this one thing in particular, I feel like the source matters, right? Like if we're just talking information, like, but if I don't respect that you even know what you're talking about, then it doesn't matter, you know. You're just like, but like if I'm talking something like technical, like I feel like it, like that's why I take it extra crazy when like people just write that off because it's like, yeah, I went to school for this. Like I've been doing this like my entire life. Like
Yeah.
just certain things like I know. Uh, yeah, like you know what I'm saying. And if I don't know, I'm not gonna come with like conviction with it. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like I don't know. I
No,
feel like if you know me, I practice myself when I need to be, or however I need to.
Yeah.
But so when that shit is ignored, it's just like, so what? It's disrespectful. I can't
No,
take it
it
any
is.
other way as just a disrespect for even the messenger of it.
But it's
I kind of don't care how I'm saying.
no. I think that I'm not saying that what you're saying is the cause. That's why I tried to start with the story, because the cause is the person. The person has something with them, but the thing is, something about the way you said whatever you said triggered something. For me, that's that teacher. So for me, when I'm hearing shit, someone might say something, and if they sound anything voice pitch hits that tone that she hit at that time, I'm immediately digging in my heels. It doesn't matter what you're saying, because I'm emotionally responding to you now. I'm not listening. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm not listening to what you're saying now. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that you sound just like that motherfucker. You're not gonna get me.
That's
I'll
insane.
be damned.
I hear you. That is insane. Like you projected a whole other. I really get it. I get what you're saying. But that shit is bonkers to me. Like,
I feel like most people have that happening though.
that's fucked up. Fuck. God, man. Like,
Yeah.
what?
And I feel like that's just like who's their person. Like,
because I mean, I get that is nuts. Like, because how do you can't be successful. You can't live that successfully doing
you
that.
you have to realize that that's what it is. Like when you know what it is, you can say, okay, this is probably not that. I'm probably tripping right now. But when you don't know, that's what I'm saying. That's where the consciously thinking about your shit comes in. Because if you don't know, you're just responding.
That's terrifying. That's even happening on like on any kind of scale. I guess is what
this is why therapy is so valuable.
100%. Now it's just like we need to make that shit 100% like because that is like because everything I'm saying is you're filtering it through a 5th grade teacher. Like what the fuck? Because that's why you didn't respect her. That's what I'm saying. Like it comes down to disrespect. That's why it gets like hurtful or just like really what the fuck like TikTok. You know like it's some white kid on TikTok had to tell you in 10 seconds what I've been doing for months. Like who? Whoa, like that shit's crazy.
And I remember when I had actually like gotten up to like 2 grades higher, and I went back. I talked to that same teacher, 4th grade teacher, and like we were having a regular conversation, and all I remember was like, cause she was so chill, like she was acting like none of the stuff had ever happened, and all I could remember was like the whole time I'm thinking like, yo, fuck you, I could kill you. You are a piece of shit. Like I was seething with anger. While she's just like, yeah, I'm having a good talk with my student.
I had the same thing happen to me 8th grade. To a lesser extent, I'm sure, because you sound like you just get kicked out of shit every time. But like my 8th grade science teacher, we were just on completely different frequencies. So and she had a thing. Her thing was, if you ask, like, it still bothers me. Like, if you ask her a question, she would respond with a question. And the shit was like we were playing, like she was the Riddler, like every day. Like, and I didn't know how everyone else was functioning. But I was the only one, I'm like, is no one else, I felt like I was in Twilight Zone every day. Like, and there's some other stuff going on in class, but me and her, we bumped heads. So like the homework shit, like when she like nah, like for like months of just not doing shit, or just we had issues, and then and we had like talks even throughout the year, just like we just couldn't find understanding. School ends. I get like a B at least, and the middle school graduation, right? And she's there, and we're all out and talking. I'm like, yo, I don't say her name. Like, why why would you? What was the problem? Like, what was the problem here? Like, why didn't you? It's like, what problem? I was like, I never understood the problem. It's like, what? And it was like, why you always answer questions with questions? Like, did I? I was like, I almost
Yeah, make you go crazy.
No, but it turned out being like a fun conversation because we're just like, all right, we're good. There's no beef.
Yeah.
It's over. And we made it. Like it's nothing. It's not like we got failed. Like it was fine.
Yeah.
But like it was. Those conversations are pretty fun.
They're nuts.
It's pretty wild.
It's right up there with the people not taking the advice and then taking it from some random person when they just act like they don't remember. Like your memory just bad, huh?
Yeah.
It just gets worse by the day, don't it? Like,
Yeah.
you don't remember all those days for like a year straight? None of them. That passed right through to the other side, right?
Yeah, shit's crazy. Yeah, and I understand not taking everyone's advice all the time. That's
for sure.
ridiculous, but you should like vet some shit.
Definitely.
And as long as it doesn't hit your ears crazy. Like some things.
And even then, like, dude, sometimes you should vet either way, because even if it hits your ear crazy, it might not be crazy. It just hit your ear crazy.
Nah, I mean, I've gotten like people like, yeah, this scheme. It's like 2 cents in. It's like this is a pyramid scheme.
Yeah,
like,
okay,
no, it's a circle. I'm like, no.
Whoa.
It's like, nah. It's like continue. Yeah, okay. Continue, yeah, and then they get 2 more people, yeah, and then they get 2, right? I see, yeah. We're done.
Yeah.
There's no research I need to do on this. Like, that's,
yeah, I agree.
But that's just at least being familiar with what that is. So that's a vetting of just experience of knowing shit.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, you should filter it through. But yeah, just look into shit, educate yourself always.
For sure, and
every day.
And I also think you should. And that's why, like, I still like the journaling. I think that you should look at yourself and with the stuff you do or the stuff you think, and really think about why. Because
why is the most important question you really come up to with.
Yeah, and I mean, especially if you feel like you don't understand why you're doing the things you do, or you have people asking you, why do you always do this, and you don't have an answer, then you gotta really start thinking, what's going on? And I recommend journaling to everybody because you get to look back, especially if you go into detail. Like for me,
you get to see that growth.
Yeah, you get to see the growth, and you get to see, like, if you get descriptive, you get to see how emotional you were. And that can really help too. Like sometimes when you come back and you're not feeling emotional, you can read it and be like, yeah, I was really tripping. I was really something else. That wasn't me. But sometimes you're like, yo, I was on point. I'd do that shit again any day.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, man, self-reflection.
It's a lot.
Freud had it.
Yeah, gotta work on yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's part of what I respect with really good families. Like they don't put their kids in a position where they need that as much. Like for me,
need what?
Need to be doing the same introspection, not as much. Like for me, I have to introspect on certain things, but like other things, I've seen other people like some of the things they struggle with. I don't. Like getting up early, stuff like that. Like I could never even relate to that. Like, I was late because the alarm. Like I was late because I got up too early and I just had a lot of time, so I've lost track of it. I've been up since like 3 a.m. So I was doing stuff, and then it was 7. Now here I am. My alarm clock is usually just an alarm to say, okay, it's time to be going soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never had like waking up early. For school stuff, I never had the problem like, oh, I need help with the work. Like I didn't, like I had something where I don't understand the concepts being said, or like feeling nervous, like you can't ask questions. I never had stuff like that. Those are different problems.
Yeah, but yeah, just gotta finish that execution to that because usually simple things is just like, all right, well, school was like, I didn't need problem doing the homework. I could do the homework. I'm not gonna do the homework though. If you just do the homework.
Yeah, and I mean that was really my solution. Like, all right, like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's the hole in the game because like, wait, because that is a whole like you're right. Like, but that is a real problem for people, or can be just time or like just being able to start the day early and whatever. But like, I don't know if you've realized how. Why not? You haven't. Like that's a really big skill, especially right here, like on the West Coast. Um, because if you can really, with that, if you're just popping up at 3 a.m. regularly, able to start the day full function, and when you go to sleep,
8, 9.
yeah, you could have a wildly productive work day done like by 11 or noon, because of East Coast time, and that's like when markets start, and that's like in the whole whatever. That whole world is those are the operating hours, and
Lately, dude, I have been seeing some benefit in the trading.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's when it's happening.
Yeah.
Then and you get to like so if you're in like markets that close, that's the perfect time for the pre-market research, ready for opening bell and first like 30 minutes to an hour of trading. Like you've gotten that jump on an entire region of people.
Yeah.
Like it's only like the super professionals that are up at that time here. So those are people that like a lot of your actors and stuff like that with the gym, or like not even just actors, like the real, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Gym
rock and shit.
junkies.
Like they're in the gym at 3 a.m. because they know no one's there. And I can really get my shit in. I don't get the bother shit, but whatever. But like, only the people here are here to work. They're not gonna bother me because they're just as serious as I am because you have to be because it's 3 a.m. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone else is asleep. Only the grinders are here. So if you're up with the grinders, it's only works if you're grinding. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not executing in that time, because that's like just literally like the best hours to do stuff. Like if you're a comedian, that's your stand-up hours, like your super late night sets are in that time. Like that's why they live like vampires. Trading, there's that. Like your broadcasters, like early morning, like they're here, but they're up then because their shift starts at like 9. So it's like
Okay.
6.
Yeah.
So I need to be up so even get myself ready, get ready. Like gotta put on a suit. I gotta research what the fuck we're talking about. We have meetings and shit before. Like there's a whole lot that happens before that 9 a.m. 6 a.m. here. Yeah, but if you're up at 3 and just wake up and watch Netflix and it's like, well, you can't even flex anymore.
Yeah, I really
well sleep,
dude. I've had times where it was like people were talking about it and I'm like, yeah, I want to, but I can't because if you just ask a simple question, this is gonna break down.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I'm in terms of the physical stuff, like working out and stuff. I'm doing it. I do that. And I'm also lucky that I have that habit developed. But like for like the trading, like I've been developing that now, and I was fucking bullshitting it. I wasn't really even. It was almost as though I see the time on the chart and I don't even put the 2 and 2 together to say I was up chilling at that exact time. It was like I was rereading some of Baby Pips and they were talking about the market times, and I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I'm up at like all of these times. Yeah, like,
Because even like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even like the
especially last week with that uptrend. I caught,
last week, or
I caught all of it.
yeah,
Like it started going up, and I was just like,
yeah. So I mean, it's just like so yeah, executions. Yeah,
humongous.
If you can max execution with that, that's the winning formula, especially anywhere. But here, it's extra because then you can have a really successful morning, and then really
Chill through the day.
socialize on a bridge, like you're really unencumbered. Because that's also like we'll like waste time doing shit and then but not able to really enjoy doing the shit because you're thinking about the shit you really need to do on some level, or you just know that you're bullshitting. It's like, what if you can have that freedom without that feeling? You know what I'm saying? That's that real freedom of like, okay, I earned this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a real
I think it was 2 weeks ago that I was talking about this. I was like, yeah, in the mornings I've been getting up trying to do more stuff, add stuff to do. And the reason is because of this. Like I get up so early that like I can do a lot of shit. I can get a lot of things done. But like the time between when I say go and when go happens, it's still too long for me. Like, and I'm shortening it because like I'm planning better, more planning.
what is that? What's that?
So I get up, I work out, I run, then I do my push-ups, crunches, all that, and then after that,
That's immediate. Like that's
that's
pretty. Like if you're waking up at 3,
I mean, when I get up and I when I jump out of the bed.
you jump out.
The first push-ups is a burpee, basically.
Is it high? Like how?
No, it's like a queen bed, maybe standing like up off of here. But like I'm basically like,
so you're like flat. Do you get up and jump?
yeah,
down?
like hand on bed,
Okay.
launch off, push-ups.
Okay.
I'm hitting my push-ups, boom. I'm probably gonna just do 10. Then just to warm up, I'm do some stretching. I might run.
And how long does this?
This could take like 40 minutes,
Okay.
50 minutes. Yeah, unless like I'm running like at 8 when I'm doing stuff with you. Yeah, that's the only time I just run it all the way up to like 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
But normally I'm already done by like 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm done working out.
Okay.
I finished that.
Do what?
Yeah, and then I'm trading.
Mm-hmm.
Now if I don't run or if I see Bitcoin is doing something on my phone, get notifications, I'll put it up on the bed while I'm working out so I can watch the chart. And so I'm doing that, boom, boom, boom. And if by the time I look, if I can catch a trade, I'll make that trade and I'll just go do my run and I'm good.
Mm.
But if not, then I'll just be trying to pay attention to the notifications. If nothing happens during that run, get back. I'm on Bitcoin now. I'm looking at the charts. I'm getting everything right. I'm looking at my wedges. And then I'm also going back because I'm still trying to apply the stuff from Baby Pips. So I'm doing all that kind of at the same time. Finished that. And then I started reading up on a couple books. I still have your Kevin Hart book, bro. Yeah. So I've been on that a little more. And then I have a History of the World book that talks on how the biggest civilizations were doing what they did, how they grew. So I check both of those out normally, maybe read them for 20 minutes each, something like that. And then get on YouTube. And now this is where I'm fucking up. Cause I get on YouTube. Oh, by now it's normally like 8, 9.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm on YouTube. I'm looking up crypto news, regular news, trying to just see what's going on. But this is normally when I start bullshit. This is normally when the bullshit is really getting into it. Cause I might switch YouTube videos. You see the fucking recommended. So what I started doing for that was just full screening. Like I don't want to see anything else. Don't show me.
But this is on like your laptop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll full screen it.
But then you're not even doing anything on your laptop.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just have that on for a little while.
Because you're charting stuff on your computer.
Well, no, I switch back and forth with the phone and the computer. So like if I'm on YouTube looking at crypto news,
on your phone?
I can't draw as good as I want to. If I need to get specific, yeah, I'll switch to the computer because I still have it open, the charts. but I just have that maximized, so I won't look at the recommended. But like if it's just let's say just a fib retrace or just a quick trend line, yeah, I can do that on the phone. I just gotta make the top chart the biggest, and
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
yeah. See, and after that, I started wanting to do the pictures. I mean, not the pictures, the shirts. So that's been the newest thing. I want to do the shirts. So I've been super hit and miss, and then just coming up with the ideas. I'm trying to get a process for even making the ideas, because my process right now is like I'm just doing shit and I randomly come up with, okay, maybe that'd be dope. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of what's
I
been.
would say that, but just things you like. Um,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're actually going through that process, right? Like, come up with something, see what's happened already, and whatever. But yeah, just go. But if you get like a flurry of them, maybe like write them down just so you don't lose any.
Word.
But
Yeah.
and you don't have to do every one. But so like I like even have a folder of just like designs and some ideas. Some are finished, some not. They don't all make it even to the. Some don't even make it out of Photoshop. Some make it out of Photoshop. But some don't make it to uploads. And just like, and then, but then a lot comes through because I'm also just trying to hit volume as well. So as long as it's not bad and looks good on certain products, like it doesn't. One tip I guess is not every design has to look good on every product. Because you can choose exactly what you want it to be on.
Yeah.
So even if you want this, like my last product I made before you got here was a sticker set. Because what's another tip is stickers sell well apparently on there. Like that's where a lot of people get most of their sales.
Okay.
And with stickers on there. This is I don't know if we're doing good shit about this. Now we're just really just talking.
Yo. Normally we're serving y'all, but this got real selfish for a second.
I honestly forgot a podcast happening for a second. Alright, but yes, but with the stickers we're making them, you can make like one sticker, but if you do like multiple pictures, like a whatever in space, right, you can do a picture that's now a sticker set. So for the one price stickers, they can get like 10 stickers or whatever. So I've been doing that with my kill, save, animal stickers. Like they were all individuals. Then I was like, well, I got off Reddit. Someone was like, it was in the comments. It was like, yeah, stickers sell most of my things, and also I make sticker packs. I was like, say no more. Like I see that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just immediately I was like, of course, if people can buy like 2 things or 10 things for the price of 1 thing, these are just stickers. Like, yeah, why wouldn't that? Yeah, duh. Okay,
Yeah,
that's an option. And it's just built into it. So yeah.
Do the mugs sell well too? When I was checking for the designs I try to come up with, a lot of the time mugs or the face masks came up at the top fast.
Face masks are big.
Yeah.
Now and then, yeah, people like mugs has like a little culture even. Whole mug life culture.
Mug life.
In the mugs, Aries in the mugs. Yeah, mugs are tight. So yeah, I've noticed, and we'll get off this because cares. But like, I did notice on the mugs, the preview on some of the cups can be kind of not what you want. Like, because like, all right, so if you have a cup with a handle that has like 3 angles, like here, here, and here, the default is here. Handle this, but like if it's like a picture. And not like a pattern that's going all the way around, it's gonna be in the center.
Okay.
So you want, handle out, you want this to be.
Yeah.
But the default view is here. So like, and you can change that, but yeah. It feels like you can change it for like the main mug, but they have like a couple variations of mugs, and it doesn't seem like it changes the default look for it on those. So that's just kind of the thing. I don't know if that affects. It has to have some effect because people they don't know that design's there. You can't see the design, like, browsing. So it's just a extra thing. I haven't figured out how to get around that completely. I may be able to go in and do a default view for each one, but I didn't see that off the bat. So, but you can change the default view for at least one of them. So I make sure to do that every time. Just to have as many bases covered as possible. But that's been a consistent thing I've seen from my stuff, and then others just looking around. Yeah.
No,
and then I've been playing with patterns as well. It's like, everything with a big graphic, especially like for the dresses and stuff. So like, you can maybe make a graphic work on here, whatever, but like, people wear stripes and patterns and,
for sure.
And it's like, so it's just like, okay. So, get in that realm a little bit.
Dude, there was this shirt company I saw, like it was maybe a commercial, and for everybody watching, we're kind of tuning back to y'all now.
Okay, yeah. You should
yeah. No, but like some of these shirt designers, they're fucking amazing. Like it was like some tribal shirts, and they were like tribal patterns, but it's the whole shirt. It's not just like the collar like you would see on maybe some TV shows. They have the shirt that has the two little laces coming out the front. Might have a bigger collar.
Yeah.
They have those kind of shirts too, though. Yeah. They have them. But your regular T-shirts have your tribal designs, and they're all over, so it looks amazing.
Where'd you see that? Was it custom?
No, that was just a ad. Somebody Facebook added me. I think it was like a pro-black thing, and because I was maybe following someone pro-black, it was come up.
It's hard though.
Yeah, it was crazy. I might look it up on my history just so I could send it over, because it was.
Yeah.
They were expensive as fuck though. That was the only problem. Seemed like it was probably worth it.
Yeah. I expect that too. I promise we'll get off this. Well, I don't know, this is kind of weird. Yeah. I've been thinking like, I want to make, or I would like to make like a high value product. I have no idea what that would be.
I feel that.
I know I want to sell something expensive.
I remember that
as far as I've gotten.
If you remember, I've talked to you about John a few times.
So,
yeah, when we were talking, I remember he was giving me Bitcoin to draw stuff for him, because I can draw. It just takes a long time. He was like, I don't care how long you take.
I've had to wait. What? Good time, sorry.
Yeah, he was like, I don't care how long you take. He was like, if you can draw some of this stuff, it wasn't like hard, but like it was. I can't draw people. I guess that's the thing. If you want me to draw like an environment, like no, like at life, I'm bad. Like if it's buildings, environments, I can make that. Like plants, things like that, I can make it. But like when you get to like those making those hairs or like getting the face, I can't really do it. But for his stuff, I could. I was like, I'll take a while, but I can make it. He was like, okay, so don't care, make it. I'll give you Bitcoin for it. Sure. I was making the stuff, and he was like, dude, really, I've been thinking that there were these smart collar shirts. They were like dress shirts, and the collar would let you change songs on your headphones or things like that. But when we were looking the stuff up, nobody was really doing it. He was like, this could be a huge thing for your high quality product. That might be something that could be cool to look into.
So he's saying like that was just an idea, like for like a long sleeve shirt.
It was kind of a fleshed out idea. It was
I guess it was an original. Just like this should be a thing.
That I don't know, because like we talked about it. It was organic, so I thought it was, and then we looked it up, and there wasn't anything online about it. So I was like, okay. And then he made a website. He had a website made on Fiverr. He kind of had we're gonna call it like Venti shirts, I think it was. Yeah, he had the website design. You know, like the shirts, you know how they make like a high quality product. They have the zoom in right here, and then talk about what's right here. So it was like yeah, this is Bluetooth collar, da 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 da. It's gonna let you change your songs. And we put it together. It just never made the product. And it was an interesting idea, though.
Yeah, I'm mad at it. I don't know. It's not a thing. Oh no, it's not a thing.
It,
I'm trying to think why.
if,
Why I want that thing?
right now, I think it's a better idea than it was at the time. Because, well, I don't know. Because with the wireless headphones the way they are right now,
Yeah.
I can just. And my stuff. Oh, I accidentally probably just really turned it on. Nope, didn't. We're good. But yeah, you turn your music on and off just at the ear. But the collar is also more convenient because your hands are down here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Um, that wouldn't be that expensive though. You can sell that at a high price.
Yeah, it was the shirts were supposed to. He thought they can go for like 50, $60.
Oh no, I mean like
Oh, okay.
no.
You're talking about like maybe like some True Religion jeans
Yeah,
type of
because I
thing.
mean on the store like the bed,
Redbubble.
yeah, the comforters go for $50. So like, I technically have products for that.
Okay.
I'm talking about like a 4-digit like range or like a
Okay.
like
Okay.
a really something I don't know. Like it's really
Yeah, that's a bit harder to
oh yeah
get in.
Yeah, it's the not even get it. You gotta make the thing. Like I don't even know what the thing. I like it's literally. I just know I want to like. But this is how I started the store. Like my first one to begin with. I want to sell something. So yeah,
You
this
need
is
to do something. You need something to sell.
Yeah, so this is my first step. But I set up the store before I knew what I was selling. Though. That's what
I feel that.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can figure that part out, but like, I want to do this, so I'm really having to work for it and then build it up about it.
Okay.
But like, so yeah, this is just that seed that I had this thought like maybe this morning. Like, that'd be interesting to do have like a, but yeah, I have to think of what that is and if it makes sense and build it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, maybe you can do like some like social media management.
No,
Cause like.
no, you can't scale it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, have to manage other people's shit. That's the absolute wrong bit.
Yeah.
That's where it's on. I want to make a product.
That's opening up to that same shit where you were just trying to dodge.
Yeah, that's not a. Yeah, it's not a product. You can't
Okay.
do the product 'cause unless you're like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You do this once, it can be seen 10 times or 11 times. That's scale.
Replicatable.
Like making websites or making managing someone's shit like that's
Work every time.
yeah, to outsource something, you hire people. That's not products, product. And if this could be $1,000 digital product, then that's real. That's the real one.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, I mean,
certainly. But I'm thinking about
dude,
it.
I mean, if you were to go influencer mode with the coding, that's also a lane.
Hmm?
Like teaching other people to code, making a program for it. So like you don't exactly need to sit and teach each guy, but you make a course, they pay for said course. Course gives them the information.
Yeah, no, I. That's no. That's not a bad idea. I just there'd be people
No.
that could do it better than what I could.
Okay.
I have done better. Even.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not what I want.
No, I kind of said that just out of a lack of idea for a product.
It's not. It's not a bad idea. I just. Yeah, I've thought about like the masterclass thing. And, like, right, what would I do a masterclass on? Like, I think I said you that the Kev on stage talking about Instagram Reels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he had talked about masterclass, like his masterclass before. So I've had the masterclass idea. But
That was just last week we were having that conversation. Yeah.
yeah, so Yeah, I've thought about it, but there's people have good courses are up already, and people know how to do more than it's someone could do that better, and I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay, yeah, that's the important part.
Yeah, so yeah,
it's some options. Yo, we didn't talk about it. Yo, check these hats out though. Don't even name it. Don't even name it. All swags. Hold on. Yeah.
you know.
Y'all need to know about this. Rainbows. You gotta love it. I think I lost the color in the camera, y'all.
You did, for sure.
Yeah, we gotta back that up.
It's the light.
Yeah, light's a little too strong, y'all.
Too much drip, snapback, and confused robot snapback available now. Don't even name it.com.
It's a hit. This is for you,
for
your kids,
I'm so excited.
For your wife.
And that's why I like making. That's why I really want to triple down at this point. Like I just like that feeling. Like when I got that in the mail, I was just like, I made this. Started in my brain, did this, and then here it is. Like that's a real fulfilling thing.
I like the idea when I saw it. I liked the idea that it was like you're wearing your own product too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because that's a hit.
That's swag.
Yeah, that's a different vibe. Like, whose shirt is that? Mine.
Yeah.
You need it. Your shirt is trash. You need one of these.
That's what that's a high for me. Like just like that's why I like even coding and stuff, because you're building something, and so there's a real, you can get to a place and step back and it's like, oh, this is a real thing. This lives on its own. People can discover it or whatever, even if it's for me or for someone else. But like
the feeling.
Yeah, just the feeling of a building. Like that's. Yeah. I remember I did one of my first jobs. I was doing a logo for this company called Impact in Georgia, and that logo, they took it, and it was a tech park. Okay. So basically, if you have like a company, a small business, you can come in our offices and whatever and work there. Work out of the office. So it was a whole building, and so like they had the grand opening, got to go see it afterwards, and I'm driving on the highway, just going up there for the first time. I look left and I'm like, fuck, that's my logo. Because their building was facing the highway, and it was this big ass like 30-foot thing like that lit up like across the brick, and like, oh shit, that is tight. That started in my Photoshop, like, you know what I'm saying, like for real, like, so yeah. You
get that we made it feeling.
I have a picture in front of it somewhere. I have to, a couple of them probably.
I feel that.
Because it was just like, yo, and like Julie shows up, and like we had like a meeting or something. I'm just like, yeah, it's like, because she's like, what? You know, like you made this and like go in and like it was a party or something. We had meetings and there was like a mixer afterwards. And so at the mixer, like, they had the napkins, the logos on the napkins, like, it's just everything, like, and then they had, like, a brochure for, like, a gala next week I designed that. Or no, it happened, like, the week before, because she had brought me one there. And, like, this, they passed it out to, like, 1,000, however many people were at the gala. Spring's like, oh, I fucking did this. Like, it's just a cool thing. Like, no matter what, so it's like, I like that. Just getting back to that feeling. So it's just it never gets old.
I can do that. And it's a victory that comes with it too.
Yeah. Also, small flex, but out here on 3 continents. Had to sell out to Australia. Shout out to Australia. That was tight. I was on the phone talking to my mom, like, get an email, like, what is this? And she's like, where? Australia. So, hell yeah, we got you.
Fuck yeah.
So, yeah.
The Aussies love you.
I'm saying that
And you French like a croissant with your last name.
For sure. Well, shout out to France. That was before Australia was my furthest sellout from here. So it's 3 continents, aiming at the other 2 with people on it. Mm-hmm. And if the Penguins want some merch, they can get that too.
Free smoke.
For sure.
But it's not free on the website. Pay with your debit card.
Yeah. Just out here working.
Yeah, it's
trying
making that progress.
That's all you really ask for.
Yeah, and I mean,
step by step, day by day.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been happy with the Bitcoin progress, man. I was just burning the money, like slowly burning it.
Yeah,
seeing that P&L line start hitting green was like, yeah.
The best advice for it that it took me a while to get to, because I was just like, man, if I'm not in a trade, then I'm not. This is not working. I'm not winning. Or I'm losing. That's really not the game, unless you can get it. Like you can do like super macro moves and stuff like that, and that's fine because that's easier to read out or to ride if you get like real bottoms or real low or real tops. But in general, the game is accumulation, right?
For sure.
So that doesn't have to happen all at once, or even so. Just having the asset not in the trade, even price going up or down, that doesn't matter. You haven't lost anything. Your account's really the same. So if you're doing like the small scalps, you see a good setup for a long or a short, and as long as it's a winning trade, then it's a winning trade. You know what I'm saying? Or a really small loss. Minimizing those losses and just getting the gains where you can, and exiting out even if it continues to go up a little bit more, and then whatever you didn't lose. You just didn't gain it, but you didn't lose, and that's an important distinction to give you peace of mind. Like setting targets. If it blasts the target and you got some more off of the pool, if it just short of it, you had a plan for those kind of just be positive and just let them rack up. I feel like it's an important lesson, so you don't have that anxiety. And more importantly, you don't force bad trades. That's like a thing. It's like I can see it set up and I'm just like, oh, getting patient. Like I'm just, oh, I got this. Should I wait for a trigger wave? Fuck it, no, it's going. Why would it? Like nope. So you gotta, I feel like if you can feel that way truly, knowing that it's not all about being in it all the time, just making good when you're in it, that can help with your patience of waiting for the right setups to fulfill the setup before making those moves, and then you'll win more because all your setups are more value and not coming from a place of I'm not doing anything. It's important, and I had to learn that lesson myself. That's why. Yeah.
I'm still in the middle of it, bro.
Oh no, it's a real, but like it changes. It changes a lot. Like it helps with my peace of mind in it.
Bitcoin's abusive.
Yeah, it can't. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be. Though. It really doesn't have to be because you don't have to. You have to go through all that. You just don't really. Yeah. And you can wait for the right. Because if it's set up, it's set. Like if you get like Cypher, if you get that trigger wave off of like the green dot or even the red dot, like depending on which way you're going and it's following the trend, this is gonna work until it's exhausted and whatever. And you get out when you get out at the right time. But like so, it's you just can't try to outrun those or outpace those or try to predict shit. Really be reactive to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean like I especially like dude, I started tearing baby pips up for a little while, and I mean it was mostly just catching back up because like I had read the stuff, but I wasn't applying it, so I remembered it, but I didn't have it like I didn't have it in my mind to the point where it was a strategy for me. Like, it wasn't set. So I read through again, and I mean, I did it the way we talked about here on the podcast. We making results. This real life.
Definitely that.
This is not a cartoon.
No.
But yeah, I was doing it, and so now I'm pretty solid in that. I kind of have a setup down. Like I use more than Cypher. I use a separate chart, but I use both of them. I use Cypher mostly, especially on the longer range ones or the higher time frames. But once I start getting low, I turn off the Hikinashi and start using some of those candle patterns too. Because I don't think the candle patterns are as useful. I don't think they're as useful in the lower time frames, but I do think that I do think people are really paying attention to them.
Oh,
yeah, like
I mean, yeah, and with everything, the higher the time frame, the more meaningful it is.
For sure.
So like, yeah, like, you know, candles off the 10-minute, maybe, but candles off the 6-hour, 12-hour, yeah.
Yeah, and so like I really like the candles on the 30 minutes.
Improving the day, really. Daily.
Yeah, for sure. The 30-minute candles, I like them. That with I use. Yo, this has really left the podcast completely.
Back. Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully y'all enjoy this. This is all the way personal now.
Yeah, whatever. Good for you.
Yeah, like I put in the super trend, that one I think I showed you, with it hits an arrow when the trend actually switches. That, resistances, and the regular chart, I feel like that supplements whatever I don't know when I'm looking at Cypher.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll be looking, and especially when like the trend is slowing down, those green bars are starting to get these huge wicks. But then when you go to the regular chart, it's not really like that at all. Like that's really something that's helped me. Like because the Hikinashi, you start your next candle in the middle of the previous one, and then it goes up or down, and it does what it does. But that change makes more like it gives you more green candles than you probably should have. It gives you like it smooths everything out, but sometimes you just need to see that complication.
Yeah, you can kind of adjust some of those settings a little bit for the Hakanashi. Like there's a setting for the color, which is like I forget exactly what the setting is, but it's like a toggle. So it is how it is now, and then it's like if the last candle. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's a slight switch in there that you might find useful.
Okay.
And then there's also a pricing thing, because I don't know how it shows your price on it.
It has to present the
like
real
the
price.
And shit.
Yeah.
I turned that off and just have it showing the real price.
I didn't know you could turn that one off.
Yeah,
I just have both. I was like, fuck.
No, because it was just confusing. My whole thing has been trying to
make it like intuitive.
Learn as many tools as I can, find what's useful, and then simplify it down to the bare necessity, and go off that. Make it simple. Like
I feel like
the patterns, like I'm looking for certain, not like candlestick patterns, but like the bigger formations, like the wedges and shit. Like I can zoom out. I can see that. Like you can just see that head and shoulders. That's simple.
I still don't see those.
Really?
Like, I know what they are, and like if I go like all the way back, I can identify them when they're complete. But as they're happening, I have trouble seeing them. I can see. I'm getting good at seeing the wedges. I'm getting good at seeing like rectangles as they're like just the consolidation periods. I'm getting good at those.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, Baby Pips calls it that, but
yeah, it is yeah, you're right.
But I'm all of those, like I got it. Even double tops, double bottoms, like yeah. But like those head and shoulders, somehow they elude me consistently. And then like it seems like they're the most common one almost. That and Bart Simpson.
They jump out a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
It's such a
I've gotten better at Bart
boring.
Simpson because
That's why even I don't know if you remember because I've taken it down since. But it was up
the
there for
formation chart.
weeks. Like I
Yeah.
had it on my whiteboard that just Head and Shoulders. It was the inverse Head and Shoulders. It was from Rio. The guy sent you
Oh, okay.
the he had the candlestick.
Rainer Tucker or something. Rainer something with a T.
Yeah, who does?
Something
Yeah,
with a
Rainer,
T.
though. Yeah, he had the one on Head and Shoulders, just different formations, and like I drew it up there because that right shoulder mattered. It doesn't always go immediately. Sometimes it does, and that's pretty powerful as well. But like sometimes it'll like before finishing out, and so like, but
That's actually you sent me the video, so that's when I can identify it. Like right before a Head and Shoulders is about to pop is normally I can see it. Like, oh, okay, it's about to happen. But like
that's fine. Though.
the like last shoulder, like whenever it's about to happen, I'm always like, dude, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm gonna just come back later.
Like it's like, well, I don't know. We can. This is really not for this, but like, I don't know. We can go over it again if you want, or kind of because you can. I feel like you can kind of see it, but then also like I have like the formations like on the wall, so like when I'm staring at, it, I'm literally like going back and forth just to make like
And I'm also just practicing this stuff again, like because I wasn't really even using it. I wasn't applying. So like I've been applying it just
it
now.
comes with volume. I just stared at it like I just stared at church for
and I mean
countless hours at this point.
I don't know what it is about double top, but like double top and double bottom, it's they look like chart titties.
Sure.
So
I mean, they're obvious.
Yeah,
it's like the Adam and Eve patterns, your cup patterns.
Some of this is
I
just
like
like,
when it's watched,
but they're obvious. Like you don't need to do any like extra squinting. Like the Head and Shoulders has made me do one of these multiple times. Like
that means it wasn't one. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
there's way more obvious than that. Like I guess that's with all of these. Like if you have to try to make it fitted, then it's not.
And then
with slight variations of that thought.
The newest one for me is like the different triangles. Like
Ascending,
Baby Pips is
and,
yeah. Baby Pips, I went back over that and I'm still kind of playing with it. Like I still forget which way they're gonna go sometimes. I just bookmarked the lesson. Like
I think that's again being predictive is not super the game. You can just react to it. So like,
well, I'm saying because like let's say there was I think an ascending triangle. I think the ascending triangle is a reversal pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you see it, it's a reversal, and I only remembered that because I forgot it earlier. But like maybe like 2 hours from now, I might see one, and I'm like, man, was that supposed to be a reversal or a continuation? Got to go back and check. Like,
yeah, I guess my point is that like when you're doing the patterns, it doesn't really matter. You can kind of have an expectation of which way it's gonna go, but like you should be set up for either. Because that's
just
what the
waiting
triangle
to see
is.
it pop.
If the triangle breaks, one side or the other, then that's where you're going. So as long as you have those sides laid out, you're prepared, and then you get in off the breakout, and that's what I'm saying. React to the price rather than try to. You won't catch those two bottoms, tops, but you're more sure, and you're catching the majority of said breakout, regardless. Just in those positions, like you just know, as long as you can see the triangle, like you can see consolidation happening, then you can be prepared for either outbreak. But you see when it should happen. Then.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, like that's really the biggest thing with the triangles, like. When they close that in, like it's literally just not gonna go past it if your triangle set if set up right. And sometimes it can extend out and shit, but like it's gonna move like when it gets to that end. or usually before. So yeah, you can be ready either way. But
Okay.
having to know which way it's gonna go before, you can try to get good at it, guess and stuff, but that's not it. The game is being prepared for either, and being able to see the entries
Preparation.
at either.
Preparation's the name
Yeah,
of the game.
so yeah, like yeah, it's but yeah, so and then like you confirm that after you see it happen. It's like, oh, that was something and it broke down, so that's extra confirmation of that's what happens in this pattern more. So next time you see this, I can lean toward the side, but you still have the same preparation for both.
Yeah.
But this time maybe you can do some front running, but that comes with confidence of knowing how these things bounce or can bounce. And note that, like with your journaling, those are things like I keep my drawings. I can see drawings from months ago just still in because I just don't erase them.
I had to start keeping mine.
But even like, yeah, just or journaling. It's not a bad thing to journal. Just what you learn there, because that again just reconfirmed it for you in your mind. Um,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's a good move.
hmm But yeah, there's just that. There's another video I'll send you. I watched it this morning. It was like, oh, this is tight. It's good with targets and yeah, he goes off the breakouts too. And I noticed the breakouts that he goes off of. If you combine that with Cypher, it's the same thing, but you see it super clear. Yeah, it's a good video. I like
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Send it to
like
me.
a 15-year-old
Okay. Hell yeah.
killing it.
Dude, this trading's crazy, man, and I've really started liking YouTube videos that make fun of the stuff that I like. It's a weird perspective, but it's always so fun to watch. Like, there's this guy on Facebook I just saw. Funny thing, I saw him when I was waiting for you to text. I was like, yeah, what's going on the book? This guy, he was like, Bitcoin traders be like, basically, he was like, they lose $5 and they're like, he starts off the video like, salutations. You already know it's about to be extra. Mom, I don't want to hear anything about that right now. Bitcoin is trending. It's too early for this.
Yeah.
I haven't made any profits yet. You're stressing me out. It's trending.
I don't get it. To be honest.
I'm gonna send it to you. It makes sense. You gotta watch it. I'm just like I'm randomly throwing the stuff together as I think about it. It's
Let's make sense of context. I got nothing.
I'm a bad storyteller when it comes to funny.
Yeah, I mean,
It's. I think that's a skill in itself. Retelling funny stories is a crazy one.
or just storytelling in general.
Definitely storytelling in
But yeah, the
general.
retelling is.
Retelling is crazy.
But this retelling is never going to be as good as the original.
Yeah, it can't be, but
It's not. It's
you can throw a lot on it.
You can throw a lot on. You can remix it.
Yeah.
You can remix it.
You can remix it. You can dramatize it. A good pause and make a story crazy.
Pregnant pause goes a long way.
9-9's captain.
Oh,
Really,
yeah. He lives
the
in there.
gravitas.
Do you think this show's coming back?
Yeah, I just think it'll take long. I think it's gonna take long.
You really? I don't even know. It's such a. I don't like. I love that show, but I don't know if I want to. If it's gonna hit as hard. And also, Terry Crews is out here being all type of retarded.
Terry Crews might mess it up. That I can
like
say.
I was like, yo, because I was really. I had this thought even when shit started off getting crazy. I was just like, man. And police stuff started getting canceled. I was like, oh shit, 9-9's gonna get caught up in this. And I get that because fuck 12.
Yeah.
But like, and then, but I was like, oh, maybe he can come back because it was really good. And Terry Crews started doing his thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I don't even know if I'm cheering for this to come back because I'm pretty done with this guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he doing?
No, like, because in my mind, man, my bad. No, in my mind when they were first canceling the shows, I was just like, okay, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they're so funny and they take things so far from regular cop stuff that maybe it wouldn't be such a thing.
Nope.
And I mean, they take
Nope.
the time to literally humanize and make cops of like everyone. So I was like, yeah, it must work. Then here comes Terry Crews, like, yo, I want this canceled. I think I'm done with this job.
I don't know. Like it's wild seeing like that kind of destructive behavior. Like I don't get it. It's such a weird gap.
Terry Crews,
Like in his heart,
is the
I feel like
last
he's,
person you expect it from.
I expect it from anyone. Like it's just weird. Like I don't understand. This is for no reason. Like I don't understand it. Like I don't. It's I'm confused how he got to the opinions that he has, and then I'm confused. I'm confused that I'm guessing Randy. He has a wife. Like he has a family. Like I don't understand like how that happens. Like in the Kardashian household, I get that's a fucking circus. They're just putting out crazy to put out crazy. So Kanye never had a chance to bounce any of this shit off and get some real ideas. But Terry, this is just a black woman in the house. No one knows her. Like, and when he starts getting in his bag of retarded, like, what is happening there? Like, what's the conversations
She's
there?
probably of the coon mindset herself.
But like, that's.
They're coons together.
But like, how? And even
It sounds impossible.
But then even all right,
sounds legendary, even mythical.
So this gets out the house. He has friends. That's what I'm saying. Like, all right, I'll give you that. Sure, he found the one, and they're just in sync and whatever. Now this gets up. Maybe it doesn't get out the house. Twitter's the next stage before out the house. Corona. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
The wife was the only chance he had.
Oh yeah, and the worst part is, the wife might double down on it. That's a scary thought. He's at home like, I'm not 100% sure about what I said, and she's like, yeah, we already talked about this.
That's bonfire because no one even knows who she is. She's not famous.
She doesn't need to be famous to influence her husband.
No, I'm saying like, oh, you mean doubling down like in his ear?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like she would come out and be like,
oh no.
Yeah, we feel this way.
Yeah, but I mean like,
you just want to be
like let's just say her and Terry are having some conversations that are having him post this shit online, and she's right behind him hypothetically when he's posting this.
But even so even if this is how you feel, you're just tired of being rich. Like I don't understand. Like there's so many breakdowns here to me where I'm like, there were so many chances for this not to happen. Even if I don't know how you got to this idea in the first place. Past it. We've reached over that hurdle. You got here. Fuck it. We're here. Internal conversation in the house. She's like, I'm a rider. I feel the same way. Okay, fuck. Complete breakdown of spousal support or whatever, or common sense there. So now we've gotten to. But at this point, now once your thumbs get involved and the phone's up and Twitter's launched and you're ready to fire, you're just like, all right, I heard the words I said, you heard the words I said, we agree, but you don't think it's controversial even? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, did you think this was a universe? Did you think people agreed with this? Like, it's confusing.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like he was prepared to fight for it. But he just thought he was saying
some facts.
Or something needed to be said, or like, whatever.
Dude.
It's so like, even for the sake of not being controversial, but I guess there's a responsibility maybe, speak up when necessary. So if that is speaking up, you wouldn't be worried about your bag because you feel like you're doing the right thing.
For sure.
No one's their own villain.
And then you still gotta add the fact that he's probably got friends that like I'm not gonna say Terry Crews has got just a bunch of white friends hanging out.
No, it's Hollywood though. Hollywood's super liberal.
Yeah, but like how involved with these other people is Terry? Like I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's everyone in the city though. That's what I'm saying. Like any friend circle you have, if it's Hollywood, hell no. Like he could have called up anyone on the cast and been like, Yeah, what do you think about this? He would have got cursed out in every language, like, you know what I'm saying? By Jewish cursing out, you're getting cursed out in Spanish twice, you're getting a white guy coming at you like, are you okay, buddy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. There's no way. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was too left where it's like, we're not even in a gray area here. You're just wrong. And like to argue it, and no one's on your side, and you see no one's on your side. Matter of fact, the only person that's echoing anything close to what you're saying is Kanye West right now. Is that the company that you feel good being in today? On thinking the same? Because it's really, you're hovering, like, it's a weird, like, what are we doing? Like, what broke?
You shouldn't be in the same lane as Kanye West.
No one should be. Like,
that's a crazy lane.
I can't remember what it was. I wish it was someone had a tweet. Was it Logic? No, it was
Dude, do you think that? Well, I'm not. While you think, I'm just want to shoot you a conspiracy theory. Do you think that do you think that Kanye West's presidential run is a part of? Yeah. Okay.
It's not conspiracy.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a conspiracy.
I mean, it's a conspiracy because no one's being upfront about that, but that's not even like a. You know what I'm saying? That's easy.
Dog, that was.
You're gonna campaign to be president in my hat? All right. Cool story. Yeah, like that's what are you? Like,
dude, this shit. Kanye West, I don't know what's going on with him, man. Like, I just want him to be his own man.
He's broke. He's broken. He never recovered, and he never had a system to recover. His mom died. Donda left us. That was his super ego. That was his check. Because Kanye's always been egotistical. He's the embodiment of ego at a high level with a high level production. And that's always been the case. Like when you hear people talk about Kanye, because we miss old Kanye. Like you hear like Jay-Z or like early Consequence, or people talk about Kanye, John Legend, Jimmy Fox. Like no, he was always. Jay-Z said Kanye was always talking crazy. I think he said at the Breakfast Club. He was always talking wild. Like I remember we were in the studio and he was like, "I'm gonna be the King of Chicago. I'm next up. You can do Bigs in the Road." And he's looking at you like, "Bro, you don't even have a single out. Like, what are you talking about?" Like he was like, he's like, not that I didn't believe him, but it's like there's no reason you feel like this right today. Talking to me? I'm you're bringing me beats and they're fire. Like, not to undercredit what's going on, but like, you've skipped all the steps. And then he did it. So it's like, all right. So if you've been talking crazy your entire life, and they're able to validate you're talking crazy, there's no death of an ego in here. Nothing. There's no humbling. There's no. That's fine. I'm not even mad at this, right? But you still have like, so as that person, you still have to be tethered to reality and just the ground.
Live.
And his mom was that like rock of, I can tell him to shut up or I can sit him down. Like he's only, it's like Tyson. I think of how they, like Tyson had, that was his trainer. Yeah.
Gus Amato.
Yeah, it's like, this is a pit bull otherwise. Like, you can't really, and like, everyone's shook. Security scared. Like, people armed are like terrified because like, if he goes off, he's the champ. Like, we're here because he just knocked someone out in 5 seconds. Like, that's why we're all gathered today. And he just got paid $100 million for doing it. So there's not really shit I can say to him. Also, he will eat my children. That's what he says to people. That's how he talks. Like, so no, if he goes fucking mad for any reason, because that's always on the table, we're shit. So he needed someone that could calm the fucking pit bull, because we have it on a leash, but the leash is really just imaginary to make us feel better. He's really rabid out here. He can bite your face off at any time. It's like a tiger just walking around. It's cool until it's not, and then it's tragic.
That that
So
line.
Kanye's that minus the violence, but like the ego wise, like there's a will. So like when you lose the only person you respect that can just cancel out your, because there's no reason to like. He has every reason to be delusional. Like you know what I'm saying, and the delusion's good when you need it. Like you need delusion to think you can do the impossible.
Yeah.
Because no one's done it. Just you're standing on faith in you. He's a supreme example of that, and he's always been able to materialize what he's done out of that. So there's no reason to stop it, but there needs to be a check because with the great ideas that come out of it, everything comes out of it. Everything's possible in it. Like, and that means the bad version of it. So like,
Yeah.
I need someone I respect that can check this, and she died. Uh, and even it's sad enough that she passed, but even her passing was like extra terrible. Like she passed like after trying to get like a surgery for his wedding. It was like to Amber at the time. It's like so it was just like so Hollywood killed her. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's extra like that's a weird time for your mother to die. Just never a good time. But like we're about to celebrate. They didn't get married after that. Like this whole shit restarted after that. As it should. But like it's not like you know it makes sense. But like
Earth
this is
shattering.
this is the example. This is what we're left with of that. How a person with the resources, an ego that is giving them success, and no check. And the checks that should be there that you would have as checks in your life are people that make money off of controversy. Like that's what Kim does. Like that's the whole family. That's the family business is making people say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So that's I don't know what her lens of I don't know what she thinks of things. I don't or how she I can't imagine what those conversations are. And that household's not even happy. Like I remember when and yeah, let me finish on this. We're going long, but
Oh, it's all good.
we remember when Kim Kardashian was like I'm becoming a lawyer.
Yeah. She just did her first year of law school.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, to you know, I don't know. Well, she's doing a lot of prison reform stuff. This is conspiracy theory. This is very special. But I think maybe not even gonna put this was the original 10 on it. We won't do that. But a good side benefit would be when this impending divorce possibly comes down, handling that shit because that's a lot of finance that I wouldn't want to trust with anyone, no matter how qualified they say they are. You got money, I got money, and you're crazy, and I'm pretty out there too. So like, if I know the law part of it, then I can at least save. She's protecting the house, her house, not the West house.
For sure.
That's just me talking. There.
No, I was actually.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like when Kanye was like, cause Kanye said it multiple times. It was on the Ye album. The whole first song was about like marital problems, only way darker. It was like I thought about killing you. Like that's a dark song, but it's a jam. Yeah, but so like, and she's supposed to have problems. So like, seems like they maybe even probably would have divorced if they were more regular in any kind of way before now. But like, I don't know. Yeah, so
Yeah, that
I don't know.
that relationship is a fucking anomaly.
Yeah, I don't know who can tether Kanye to. I don't know if we can bring him back to the ground. People try. Everyone tries. Chappelle flew up to him. Like everyone loves him. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you just won't see the sense.
Well, it's not. It's some real mental problems. Like it's not really even like it's hard headedness. It's a real trauma. Is real. Like, it's some PTSD kind of level shit. I would say. I remember going to the Glow in the Dark tour, which Kanye West, best concert I've ever been to still. It was Kanye West, Rihanna, NERD, which is Pharrell's band, and Lupe Fiasco. That was the four. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And Kanye's set was like a goddamn opera. It was like, I mean, in the best sense of whatever you think an opera is. Like it was masterful. It was a dude. He came in between each performer. There was like a stage reset. Like they reset the whole stage and set up for it. So like we're coming off Rihanna and she had all these like pipes and like you had where people were climbing on and shit and with the pyro going up. And so they come from that and it opens on like it's like a planet. Like the whole stage and the stage is completely different. Like it's a platform on the stage, like it's like a planet. And a ship comes down, he gets out of the ship, and it's Kanye in the spaceship. Big song on his first album. So it's a musical. Like it's like some Broadway shit. Because you're like he's having conversations with the robot because they crashed landed on this planet, and like you're just like, what the this is unreal. And you're jamming in between like all the hits. But there came a point in the concert where I forgot what's happening in the story of the concert, but like he does his mama song from Late Registration, and he gets through it, and he's just sad afterwards, and then like he in the middle stage he just kind of gets on his knees and just like breaking down and then White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, you know that song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That starts playing and like lights go low on him. It's on him, but it's like low everywhere else. And that's just playing and he's just crying. And you're just like, whoa. Like, I mean, this is like this is a stadium full of people. And it's so like that was built into the show. Like, but it's really happening. So like he knew he would need that break to do that because he wants to do the song. Because of course, like great song and it's beautiful shit. So but like so it's just like goddamn that the weight of it. Because you go from like and then this song is beautiful, but you're like sad because that just happened like less than a year from that point. And then he starts crying, so you're like, this is a stadium full of people just weeping. And you're just like, man, this is the best performance you'll ever see. Like, just pain happened. Like, it's just everything. I forgot even what I was talking about bringing this up. But, like,
me too.
Kanye is incredible. That's what, like, so it's such a, that's why it hurts so bad when you see him going through this. Because, like, man, you need the ego to get Kanye that we love, but like the other side of it is, it's like some two-faced shit. Like, well, he says bipolar, so it's literally two-faced. It's on the one side you're the white knight, the champion that we need. The other side you're a psychopath, and you know he's not a psychopath, but two-faced is. Harvey Dent. Whatever. But we've gone long. We've just been talking and chilling. I think it's good though.
Yeah, today we really just wanted to get deep with y'all, get spiritual with it.
Yeah.
We're hitting vibes today.
We're all just trying to learn, grow, and be better tomorrow than we're today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, you all keep it tight. Have a great week out there.
And just know, we gonna be in the 40s soon.
What?
Episode 40s.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
We coming.